6:29 on this Wednesday morning, 12th of August. If you're just tuning in, great to have you here with us on Breakfast Television. We've got your full slate of top news stories of the day. Let's check in with Jody Vance at the news desk.
Thanks, Riaz. Good morning. Search and rescue crews have been called to the waters of Harrison Lake after reports that a boat flipped over yesterday afternoon. One man is in hospital and another is still missing. Search efforts were suspended last night. Hopes of finding the man alive have started to fade. The glacier-fed waters claimed the life of a young woman last weekend and two men who died in June. Those living in the community are now calling for signs warning of the dangers in the water. There's still no sign of what's believed to be a meter-long python in Burnaby Mountain. Greg Harper joins us now live with the details. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. Well, we're here at the top of Burnaby Mountain this morning, and a city worker spotted what's believed to be a python on Monday. The city took a photo of the snake, then it disappeared. So now they are looking for it. It's believed to be a ball python. The snake gets that name because when it feels threatened, it rolls itself into a tight ball, tucking its head inside its coil. The snake is believed to be non-venomous and not considered dangerous. The city thinks it was dumped in a local park by an irresponsible pet owner. It is an exotic reptile that the city wants to find.
When this happens, they usually get preyed on or they suffer from exposure. You know, they don't have the proper camouflage. It's different. They stand out. You know, they can get taken by coyotes or eagles or dogs or wild cats, anything, you know. So the chances are very slim that it would survive very long at all.
If you see the snake at all, I'll do my best to find it. You're asked to call the city or the SPCA. Jody?
All right. Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting for us from Burnaby Mountain this hour. Crews are investigating what sparked a small fire at Cypress Provincial Park. The fire started at around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon near the high-voltage transmission lines on Burnaby Mountain. Crews had to hike in with their gear to fight the flames, which were being fueled by strong offshore winds. The fire was eventually contained, and luckily no one was injured.
With the wind and not having road access and the power lines, this fire could have grown very rapidly and we could have got into a very serious fire very quickly.
Health officials in BC are calling for a more collaborative approach to combat the alarming rise in fentanyl-related deaths. A new study by the Canadian Centre for Substance Abuse says one person is dying every 3 days in Canada as a result of the drug. The BC Coroner's Service says fentanyl was detected in 54 drug deaths in the first 5 months of this year. It was also found in at least 12 deaths within the last month, mostly in the Lower Mainland. Officials say the drug, which can be 100 times more lethal than morphine, is too widely available.
One is the adulteration of prescription opioids or prescription fentanyl, and that getting into the illicit drug use community. But the other part of it is it's being manufactured, and it's unfortunately relatively easy to manufacture fentanyl, and it's been manufactured and imported, so it's not even something that can be controlled through controlling of pharmaceuticals.
Roughly 1,000 Conservative supporters packed a Richmond hotel ballroom last night. Stephen Harper made his first election campaign stop in Metro Vancouver. He spent most of this appearance going over what he believes are his government's accomplishments over the last 4 years. Harper focused on job creation, benefits for families, and took jabs at both the Liberal and NDP leaders on everything from economic policy to home security. He added he won't be pulling out Canadian troops abroad.
We are not immune, friends. We are not immune, but we are not helpless. We are not at the mercy of the fanatics who reject the freedom, the dignity, and even the right to live of anyone who does not submit to their violent, radical ideology. That's why we've beefed up resources for our law enforcement and security agencies. That's why we have given them the modern legal tools they need to counter the threats they face and we face every day.
Some dramatic testimony is expected at the trial of former Conservative Senator Mike Duffy later today. Nigel Wright is the former right-hand man to Prime Minister Stephen Harper. He will be testifying as a Crown witness. When Wright was Chief of Staff in early 2013, he gave $90,000 of his own money to repay Mike Duffy's disallowed expense claims. Stephen Harper has denied any knowledge of the incident. Duffy is facing 31 charges, including fraud, bribery, and breach of trust.